Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're gonna make a recipe that's great for spring. This is an asparagus tart. This tart has a flaky pastry base, a ricotta filling, and then topped with asparagus. It really brings together a lot of fresh spring flavors, and it's pretty easy. Let's get started. For this recipe, you're going to need one bunch of asparagus. These are washed and trimmed, and there's probably 20 to 25 stalks in this bunch. You'll need 180 grams of ricotta. I like to use whole milk, but you can use a different fat percentage if you want. 2 to 3 tablespoons of chopped fresh parsley. Honestly, this is probably closer to half a cup of fresh parsley, but I like it. You can use less or more, or different herbs if you'd like. Usually I would use a lemon, but I forgot. And all I have is a lime. So I'm gonna use the zest of this lime, but definitely use a lemon if you have it. And then we're gonna season our filling with salt and pepper. You also can top this with a little bit of shredded cheese, such as Parmesan, but that is optional. And last but not least, you're gonna need some puff pastry. We have a recipe for an easy homemade version of this, but you can also use store-bought. And I'll link the video for this pastry somewhere up above so that you can watch it. Basically, this pastry is ready to be rolled out and used for this recipe. If you're using store-bought, just make sure you follow the instructions on thawing it. This filling is super easy. We're just gonna combine our parsley, salt and pepper, and the zest of a lemon in with the ricotta and then mix it all together. That's our filling all mixed up and ready to go. Just make sure to taste it and check if it has enough salt. We're just gonna set this aside until we are done rolling out the dough. Before we actually start rolling out the dough, make sure to start preheating your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 205 degrees Celsius. It's dough time. All right, I have my surface ready. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of flour, and then we're gonna roll out our dough. I'm aiming for around 10 inches wide by 15 inches long. This is pretty much the size that I want. And now we're gonna transfer it to a parchment lined baking sheet. I'm gonna do that by rolling the dough up around the rolling pin. And then we're gonna unroll our rolling pin onto the baking sheet. Now it's ready for our filling. We're gonna leave a 1-inch border around all of the edges and just spread this on as evenly as possible. Now we're gonna lay our asparagus in nice rows across the top in a single layer, just making sure that the asparagus don't go beyond the ricotta layer. On top of the asparagus, I'm gonna add a little bit more salt and pepper. I have an egg wash here. It is just 1 egg mixed with a little bit of water. You can also use water to help the edges stick together. I'm just gonna brush it along the edges and then fold them over to make sure that they stick. All right, then I'm gonna fold over the edge of the tart. Then we'll crimp the edges with a fork and then egg wash the edges again. And last but not least, I'm just gonna add a sprinkle of grated cheese over the top. Totally optional, but it just adds a nice little extra savory element. The tart is ready to bake. It's probably gonna bake for around 30 minutes. We're looking for the edges to be nice and golden brown, so we'll probably check it then and then see if it's ready. Time to try it. The pastry is super flaky. The asparagus is cooked through. Thank you so much for watching our video. We hope you try to make this asparagus tart. It's a perfect savory spring recipe, and we'll see you for the next video. Bye.